FCT is one of the states where we are very happy that the team there seems to be quite passionate, very energetic, and they've been able to run through 6 local governments, over 120 community and group development plans within a very short time. So that's not the case in many other states.
I think the achievements are there for everyone to see, because today if you enter the communities, you will see so many projects, be it in health, education, roads, culverts, electricity supply, and so on.
Health is a critical sector. The Federal Capital Territory CSDP between 2013 till date assisted communities with grants to fast-track the construction and equipping of 22 primary healthcare centers and the rehabilitation of 10 others by the community to increase access of communities to basic health facilities. Subsequently, people using the health facilities increased by 4.35% for males and 35.09% for females. Immunization of children increased by 31.6% for boys and 7.79% for girls. The average distance to health centers reduced by 85.32%, while the average time to health centers has reduced by 84.1%. One of the critical challenges in the rural communities is the absence of access roads. Many sectors of the rural economy depend on good access roads. The FCT CSDP between 2013 till date provided grants in tranches to members of specific communities towards the construction and rehabilitation of 21 kilometers of feeder roads targeting poor communities. During the same period, 64 culverts were constructed by these communities. There has been a 24.9% reduction in average travel time on the constructed and rehabilitated roads. This has also brought a 39.2% reduction in the cost of transportation. One of the reasons for rural-urban migration is the opportunity offered by the availability of basic infrastructure like electricity. Electricity is an important catalyst for many economic ventures and the enjoyment of social life. In 8 rural electrification projects, the FCT CSDP supported communities with the provision of grants towards the purchase of transformers to 8 communities and solar rural electrification to 3 communities. As a result of these rural electrification projects, there has been a 255.8% increase in the number of households connected to electricity. There was also a corresponding increase of 4.3 new small-scale businesses in very poor communities. The economic subsector also received assistance from the FCT CSDP during the period under review, which enables communities to construct 22 equipped skills acquisition centers and the construction of 5 community town halls. 3,055 males were trained at the skills acquisition centers. 3,162 female beneficiaries received training at the skills acquisition centers. Poor communities received FCT CSDP support financially in the construction of 32 lock-up shops and market stalls to increase access to socio-economic facilities. 3 multi-purpose grinding machines were installed. Revenue from the multi-purpose shops increased by 29.2%, while there was a 6.5% increase in revenue for market stalls. The environment is a sector closely tied to health and other vital sectors that affect the human being. Therefore, grants were provided by the FCT CSDP towards the construction of 310 meters of drainages in communities having access to natural resources and improved environmental management. 800 square meters of land were reclaimed from erosion. In education, communities were able to construct 20 new classrooms to increase access of communities to educational facilities. This brought a 28.2% increase in new enrollment for boys and 33.1% increase for girls. Similarly, there was a 40% increase in admission for boys and a 60% increase for vulnerable girls. There was also a 74.6% reduction in the average distance taken to get to school. With the FCT CSDP grants provided, communities were able to drill 40 motorized boreholes, rehabilitated 8 motorized boreholes, and drilled 7 solar-powered boreholes, while 9 were rehabilitated. Additionally, 61 hand pumps were drilled, while 10 were rehabilitated. The FCT CSDP supervised the drilling of 1 deep well. Poor communities with FCT CSDP support executed these water projects to increase access to potable water. During this period, there was a 34.56% increase in access to domestic water use for males and 41.52% increase for females. There was an 82.4% reduction in the average distance to water for the communities. The cost of water also reduced by 64.08%. The average time spent in fetching water also dropped by 74.84%.
We also do community housing, which is also very popular in the Northeast and even in FCT. We have also supported poor communities. I think the lepers group somewhere in Abuja to build community housing. I mean, and the large population of people are being housed, and the resources is put at the disposal of the people to do this themselves.
Debris came to life as a result of the community suffering from accessing the urban centers, which is the area council headquarters. Before that time, people could barely cross with their goods to the market, particularly during rainy season. So CSDP came to their aid, approved their project. Glory be to God. Today the door is motorable, and the community are happy for that.
In all the communities where we have intervened, in all the states we have intervened, CSDP is like household name. People will tell you, yes, we know about CSDP. So it's a major achievement that people now get to know that putting money, resources in the hands of the people themselves to manage and plan and address their own development challenge is the way to go. And one of the ways to go to address this rural poverty that we have in Nigeria.
I want to appreciate this group and the association because we have many widows in our community, and because of this program, it has helped us to build skin acquisition. Now we have other, grinding processing engine, we have that is the engine, that is a liquid soap we prepare. So many women have handwork now doing.
We have been suffering a lot before. Sometimes when we go to the where we can get water, some of us we have discrimination. They take us as nothing. Now we can move there to the water just to get the water, and they push us away. Sometimes they can beat us there because sometimes when they fetch the water and when they ask us, when we touch their water, they will throw the water away. They cannot even drink it again, as if we are no human beings. But CSDP has now helped us to empower us to go and have our own borehole today.
CSDP as a project, wonderful. It has helped in alleviating the suffering of the people at the hinterland, and it has brought development to the doorstep of the rural dwellers.
As the project will be coming to an end in June 2020, the FCT administration and the area council need to key into the CDD approach to ensure that the communities and vulnerable groups in the FCT continue to enjoy the provision of social amenities and improving the quality of life and economic well-being of the people. Education, entrepreneurship, physical infrastructure, health will continue to play an important role in the development of rural areas in Nigeria. Rural development is critical because the government is concerned about delivering the dividends of democracy. This bottom-up approach adopted by the CSDP aims at finding ways to improve rural lives with the participation of the rural people themselves so as to meet the required needs of rural communities. The people who understand their culture, their setting, and other prevalent issues in the local areas have to participate in their sustainable rural development.
For the World Bank and for me personally, I think it is obvious that CSDP will become a very strong mechanism for providing services to the poor in Nigeria, either as groups or as individuals.